Okay, I had a request from a student to post a video about how to do lattice multiplication. So most of us grew up with a traditional algorithm for doing multi-digit multiplication that looks sort of like this. If I was doing 26 times 421, I'd write them vertically, lining up the ones, the tens, and the hundreds digits. And I'd begin by multiplying the number on top by the number in the ones place. So I do 6 times 1, 6 times 2, which is 12, and I just write down the 2 and carry the 1, and then 6 times 4, which is 24, and then I'd add the 1 that I carried, so I'd get 25, and then I'd multiply the number on top by the 2. But I would have to remember to put a 0 as my placeholder, and then I do 2 times 1, which is 2, 2 times 2, which is 4, and 2 times 4, which is 8. So I'd end up with two numbers, and then I'd add them. So I'd get 6, 4, 9, and then 2 plus 8 is 10. So my answer is 10,946. And this is a traditional multiplication algorithm. It's the one, probably the only one that was taught when I was in grade school. There's an alternative to this that I think for some students makes more sense and they're less likely to make errors, and it's called lattice multiplication. And the way this is going to work, let's use the same two numbers we used, 421 times 26. So I have a 3-digit number and a 2-digit number. I've got 3 digits and 2 digits. So I'm going to begin by drawing what they call a lattice. I call it an array. And since the number I'm multiplying is a 3-digit number, I want it to be 3 columns across, and then by a 2-digit number, so it's going to have 2 rows. And then I'm going to draw in my lattice. I'm going to draw diagonal lines in between the corners of the boxes so that I get diagonal columns. All right, and I'm going to write my numbers in. I want to do 421, so I write my number, 421 across the top, and the other number I'm going to write going down, 26. All right. Now, I'm going to fill in each of these boxes. Let's see, where's my highlighter? I'm going to fill in each of these boxes with the product of the two numbers that come together to make that box. So this box I just highlighted, I want to put the product of 4 times 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. So I would put a 0 in the top and an 8 in the bottom. 0 tens and 8 ones. Then I move to my next box right here. I have 2 times 2 is 4, so that product goes in as 0, 4. And then my last box here, 1 times 2, which is 2, so it's 0, 2. Now I'm going to go down to the next row. Now this one, I have 4 times 6 for this first box. That's 24. So a 2 goes in the tens place and a 4 in the ones place. Then I have 2 times 6, which is 12. So I'm going to write that 1 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place. And then my last product is 1 times 6. So that's the 0 in the 6. So I've done all the multiplication. Now I just have some addition to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up the totals in each of these diagonal columns. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns that I need to add the totals in. So in this first column is just a 6. So I'm going to write a 6 underneath that column. The second column, I have a 2, a 0, and a 2. When I add those together, I get 4, so I'm going to write a 4 there. My next column, I have a 0, a 4, a 1, and a 4. So 4 plus 1 plus 4 is 9, so that's going to go there. Now I move to the next column, 0 plus 8 plus 2, that's 10. Now here, since it's a 2-digit number, I'm only going to put the 1 digit there, and I'm going to carry the 10, the 1, just like I always do in addition. And then I add up my last column. 1 and 0 is 1. Now, if I follow these numbers around, I have 10,946, which is the same as what I got in using the traditional algorithm. So let's try one more. How about, let's do 456 times 7,892. All right, so now I'm doing a 4-digit by a 3-digit. So when I draw my lattice, I need to make an array, a rectangular arrangement that's 4 boxes or 4 columns by 3 rows. I could make it 4 rows by 3 columns. It doesn't matter. You'll get the same result. But let's do, just because I have more room going across, let's do 4 by 3. So 4 columns. And that's where 7, 8, 9, let me move this, and 2. And then I need 3 rows because I have a 3-digit number I'm multiplying by. And I'm always going to write this going down, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to draw in my lattices, my diagonal columns. You want to make sure you're going from corner to corner in each square, even if you don't end up with a straight line, because you don't want to get confused about what column a number's in. All right, so now I can start multiplying. All right, in my first box, in the top left, I have 7 times 4, which is 28, so that goes in as 28. The next one to the right is 8 times 4, that's 32. The next one to the right is going to be 9 times 4, that's 36. And the last one in the top right is 2 times 4, so that goes in as 0, 8. Now I'm going to move to the second row, or the middle row. So the middle left box is 7 times 5, that's 35. The next box to the right, 8 times 5, which is 40, so a 4 and a 0. The next box, 9 times 5 is 45. The next box, 2 times 5 is 10. All right, last row. The leftmost box, 7 times 6, 42. The next box to the right, 8 times 6, 48. Next box to the right, 9 times 6, 54. And the next box to the right, 2 times 6, which is 12. Okay, so now I can start adding the numbers together in each diagonal column. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns going diagonally. All right, so my first one is just 2. My next column, 0 plus 1 plus 4 is 5. My next column, 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 5 is 19, plus 8 is 27. So 7, and then I'm going to carry my 2. I write it right on the line just so I remember this is a number I've carried. 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 6 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. So 8, and then I'm going to go up to this next column and carry that 1. 1 and 3 is 4, and 2 is 6, and 4 is 10, and 5 is 15, and 4 is 19. So 9, and I'm going to go carry the 1 in the next column. 1 and 3 is 4, and 8 is 12, and 3 is 15, so 5. Carry 1 in the next column, and then lastly 1 and 2 is 3. So now I want to read these numbers going from top to bottom on the left, and then left to right across the bottom. So my answer, 3, 5, 9, 8, 7, 5, 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw my commas. So my answer is 3,598,752. And then I'm going to verify that just to make sure I didn't make a mistake. So 456 times 7892, and my answer should be 3,598,752. So I did it correctly. I think one of the advantages over using the lattice method of multiplication is I think you are less likely to make errors than when you use the traditional algorithm, especially when you're working with numbers that are more than 2 or 3 digits. So that is how you do it.